A photo of a woman 8 months pregnant lifting heavy weights went viral this week, receiving mixed reaction. Pregnancy and CrossFit may seem like an unlikely combination to some, but the unique style of exercise isn't as harmful as you might think. Now, in this week's Healthy Living, Anna Stanislaw dispels the myth on how much exercise pregnant women should get.
Nobody knows their body better than a woman herself.
Chrissy Sinclair first became involved with CrossFit in 2009 and continued the exercise throughout her 2 pregnancies.
I started before I was pregnant with my first, and I worked out throughout my pregnancy up to a day before before I went into labor.
It's high intensity exercise for short periods of time. It's what we call constantly varied. So you're never coming in and doing the same thing over and over again. It's always different. We're gonna come up, so hips, elbows, drop into that squat, stand all the way up.
Ferguson says anyone even as old as 70 can participate in CrossFit and make the routine relative to the individual, something she hopes people understand when looking at the photo.
This particular female, it looks like she's lifting heavy weight, but probably to her, that is a moderate weight. She's probably reduced the weight that she's been lifting. Before she was pregnant, she probably was lifting heavier weights.
Now, doctors do recommend exercising while pregnant, but say modifications need to be made to maintain their safety.
Dr. Obafemi Ogunlui says working out improves posture, less weight gain, better pregnancies, and delivery. He also says to start an exercise regime even before you're pregnant.
We always harp on non-contact sports. You cannot do anything that's contact because that's trauma.
And to know when it's too much?
There's a simple thing called a talk test. Any exercise you're doing and you can't hold a conversation through it, it's too much.
I really feel it helped me throughout the birthing process and for sure with my recovery.
Anna Stanislaw, Newcap News.
Well, Dr. Ogunlui wants to remind pregnant women who are exercising for the first time to take it slow. And he also says it's best to check with your doctor before starting any exercise program. RCMP have arrested an Edmonton area youth on drug charges after an investigation into 2 other boys who were sent to hospital in medical distress. Police say the 14-year-old and 16-year-old who were sent to hospital had taken a synthetic form of marijuana known as K2 or spice. Now, they have since been discharged from hospital. RCMP say a 16-year-old boy has been charged with criminal negligence, causing bodily harm, and breach of probation. He appeared in an Edmonton court today and is scheduled to appear in St. Albert Youth Court on November 5th. The harvest season is coming to a close and farmers throughout the prairies are in good shape. Kyle Gallagher stopped by a farm in Elker for a harvest update in this week's Ag Report.
With fall officially underway, time is of the essence for farmers on the prairies to get those crops out of the fields. In Saskatchewan, 71% of crops have been combined, which is ahead of the 5-year average. But things aren't as progressed on the Alberta side. This year's harvest is taking a little extra time compared to years past.
It's been a longer harvest just because more crop, so there's been more to do.
Murray Hames's dad, Ed, has been farming for more than 50 years and thinks the quality of this year's product is top-notch.
The best we've ever harvested. I think the highest yields I've ever seen in crops.
The Hames crop of choice is canola. They believe the weather our region saw over the past few months has helped produce optimal results.
We've had an excellent year. We started wet and warm, and June was wet, July was cool, and August was dry, so it was perfect for harvest.
The weather's been just super. It's been the best fall we've had for years and years. Yeah.
And Murray says it's not just our region that has reason to celebrate.
Oh, I think everybody in Western Canada has good crops, so it's quite an exceptional year.
Kyle Gallagher, Newcap News.